right, time for our main event. Out first is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Universal Championship match on the line. Or Universal Championship on the line, I should say, here in this match. And the Fiend making his way to the ring. Let me in. We wondered which version of Wyatt we'd get, and we found out. Here he comes. Creepy as always. And we'll see if he gets to Daniel Bryan he was looking for. He said he wanted the guy that he faced years ago and was one of his toughest competitors, the guy who main evented WrestleMania. He said he don't want this guy we've seen here in Universe mode so far. He said he doesn't feel like that is peak Daniel Bryan. And I think the Fiend, Bray Wyatt there, he kind of felt that Bryan isn't at his best, and he wants him at his best. Speaking of Bryan, here he comes to the ring. Looks ready for a fight. And Bryan once again rejecting the crowd. The Fiend says he wanted Bryan to embrace the crowd and their energy and the yes chants. He feels that's the only way he can get the top version of Daniel Bryan to face him. That's ultimately what he wants. Bryan not having any of it. Oh, Bryan comes in with the big knee to the midsection. And this match is just going into weird territory. Bryan now getting thrown into the turnbuckle. Somehow the Fiend, I'm not sure what he's doing, what kind of weird stuff he's doing here to our universe mode, what kind of multiverse we've entered. But somehow we've transferred back to old school Bryan Danielson and old school John Cena slugging it out. As the Fiend tries to get that old Daniel Bryan. He wants the old Daniel Bryan back. He says he wants him at 100% before he faces him. He wants him to feed off of the crowd's energy, give in to the yes chants. Saw Bryan rejecting them on the way down to the ring. Oh, another headbutt. Just using himself as a battering ram, essentially. Bryan now with the suplex here on Cena. Not sure how Cena ties into all this stuff here with these two, but here he is. He did win the Money in the Bank early in the night. Oh, Cena with a nice arm drag takedown. Oh, misses with the punch, but connects with that one. Oh, Bryan with the jumping enziguri. Once again, refusing to give in to the yes chants. The American Dragon now picks him up for the vertical suplex. Cena, though, with a nice counter. Cena's got the size advantage. Oh, big shots. I'd like to imagine these two putting on a classic back in the day, trying to impress Vince McMahon and get themselves a spot in the roster. Bryan in there with the suplex. Now working over the arm here. And oh! And Bryan has just wiped the Fiend out with a suicide dive. Now looking to bring the fight back into the ring. Trying to shift the momentum here in this match. Oh, the Fiend, though, not phased. Oh, my God. Shot to the midsection. Now he's got Bryan right where he wants him. Into the turnbuckles. Oh, now picking Bryan up. Put him on the top turnbuckle. What is the Fiend thinking here? Oh! just tossing Bryan across the ring. Bryan, though, with a good counter into the reverse DDT. Bryan now stomping away at the limbs. Doing everything he can do here, trying to win this belt. Oh my, what a punch. Fiend just dropped him with one swing. Now big kick to the midsection. And now Wyatt taking him off his feet once again. Now drops him with the headbutt to the cover. Kind of a lazy cover there from the Fiend. Not hooking the leg or anything. Bryan fights back with a big forearm shot. Oh, now a sharp kick to the lower back. And Bryan the DDT now. Bryan trying to wear down a much larger opponent here. Ooh, kick to the leg. The midsection. Got the Fiend down to one knee. And takes it down with the Dragon Screw, but maintains control of the leg as he twists it into the mat. Fiend now looking to create a little bit of separation. Oh, the Fiend catches him with a big forearm shot. Now dropping Bryan down to the mat, now laying in elbow strikes. Stomping away here on Bryan. Oh. Now the Fiend putting pressure down on the shoulder. Bryan, though, fighting back from the ground. Ooh, shots to the midsection. Oh, and that one busted the Fiend open. Not like you'd be able to tell, though. Bryan now with a nice counter. Laying in a series of kicks. Here we go. Oh, but misses with the drop kick. To the cover once again. Bryan kicks out. Oh, both men kind of running at each other there. I'm not sure how Wyatt's doing this or what exactly he's doing here with this. With these mind games / multiverse stuff. I don't know what exactly the Fiend is doing. But here we are back in that night. Remember when Bryan turned on Wyatt and left the Wyatt family on that episode of Raw inside the cage? Somehow we transported back to that moment in time. Right now Bryan laying in a series of kicks. Oh, into the neck breaker. Now the clothesline there from the Fiend. Oh, nice elbow to the face. Wyatt now with a nice counter. Oh, just planting Bryan. First, we saw the trip down memory lane with old school Bryan Danielson going up against old school John Cena. Then we kind of reverted back to present time. And then once again, the Fiend just kind of dials back the clock, and we get old Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt going at it. All part of Bray's plan, trying to get him to embrace the yes movement and the fans once again. Feels like that's the best approach to get the Daniel Bryan he wants to face. Said he doesn't want the guy we've seen so far in Universe Mode. He wants the guy that headlined WrestleMania. Man that had everybody in the arena chanting yes. Chanting along with him. Wanted to see him succeed. So far, Bryan's been rejecting the crowd. Wyatt trying to beat it. Oh my god, I was going to say trying to beat it back into him there. Wyatt now targeting the knees. Bryan, though, catches him. Dragon Screw takedown. Wyatt having to use the ropes to help him back up. And up and over with the suplex. Bryan clutching the back of his neck. I know he's had a history of those injuries. Bryan now. Oh! Going for the yes kicks. Bryan laying in the yes kicks. Crowd cheering along with him. And one more. Now Bryan getting the crowd. He's feeding off the crowd energy here. This is exactly what Wyatt was trying to bring out of Daniel Bryan. And oh! Now what is going on here? That entrance can only be one thing. Is he here? Is Kane here? Oh my God, the Big Red Machine is here! And hits the choke slam. Him and Bryan used to be a team. Used to be tag team champions at one point. Oh, but the Fiend kicks out. Oh boy, Wyatt's got tricks up his own sleeve. Oh. Daniel Bryan now reeling on the ropes. The Fiend rubbing his face on the ropes before ricocheting him back. And now the Sister Abigail. The Fiend looking to put an end to this. And that's it. He wins with the mandible claw. And still Universal Champion. And the Fiend has just retained his Universal Championship. What a shocking twist to this match. This match took us all over the place between these two. And in the end, the Fiend retains the Universal Championship. And John Cena is here to cash in. And the Fiend has just retained his championship. Now has to deal with Cena. And Cena has just won the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And the Fiend has just laid down for Cena. This is bizarre. He said he didn't want to fight Cena. He said they had no issues. Okay, that was bizarre. So the Fiend laid down for Cena there, said he had no issues with him, didn't want to fight him. Cena has now taken the Universal Championship. He has cashed in here the night he won the briefcase, and he is now the champion. What a twist to the end of this bizarre match. What a crazy end to the 2K20 era. Thank you all for watching and sticking with me here. We're going to be heading into 2K22, and we got one new world champion on the red brand.